and you have made it yourself. Oh, that's right. You enjoy spending my son's harder.
What is up? What is up, everybody?
What is up?
You can't keep a clean
What's
house.
up, guys?
That's weird. Cobra's on his camera before Brian is. That
Yeah.
never happens.
Can't even
Right.
cook. What kind of a wife are
A
you?
little late today.
Say something
Yeah,
like
so was I. Usually I make it an effort to get on here and start the live at like 7:59 just to be ahead of everything. I look up and I'm like, oh, it's already 8 o'clock. Whoops! This isn't the penal league, Vaughn. We're professionals here.
Throw in the heater.
Get about the curveball, Ricky.
Procrastinator.
Give him the heater.
Makes me feel like I'm a bad mom.
Which, in case you didn't know, giving it the heater's probably not the best thing at Nationals. Speed control is apparently going to be key.
Yes.
I was gonna say I heard that from one of my ex bosses. He just went up to nationals and he's like, "Dude, I had to throw it so slow."
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks. I'll be there for Memorial Day.
Nice.
All right, so get everything started. Everything's usually going to go the exact same way it always goes. We're going to introduce our guest, give them the basic, hey, how you doing? How long you been doing these questions? And we'll move forward from there. So Steve, the Utah Bowler, is our guest this week. Killer name, by the way. We're on
Thank
the
you.
same page. And to start things off, how long you been bowling and what got you into the sport to begin with?
So I was kind of born into a bowling family. My both my dad and my uncle bowled when I was younger, so I grew up going just to all these different bowling alleys. I started bowling and learning how to bowl when I was about 6 years old, and then started like joining leagues when I was about 16, and then competitively about 5 years ago.
Okay.
My best friend that I met through my dad, he ended up joining a team. Now me and him are inseparable. We met through that, and he's like, "Dude, you should come do this tournament." And I was like, "I've never bowled a tournament." So he's like, "Yeah, it's out in Moab. Me and my mom go out and get a hotel. You're glad to you can come out." And I ended up going down there. I ended up making step ladder
There you go.
down in Moab for my first tournament. I told him during the tournament, I was like, "Dude, I don't have anything strong enough," and he bowls with only super strong equipment. He's like, "Here, try my Obsession Tour. I just got it this last week." And then I ended up running the ladder with it, and I won my first tournament.
Nice.
Atta boy. I was going to say,
What's up, Hoodie?
I'm liking what you're putting down already. The Obsession Tour is my 300 ball. I will love that ball to the day I die, even though it looks like a turd.
Yeah, no, it was funny because I barely made step ladder, and then as soon as I got the Obsession Tour in my hand, I started throwing it. I was averaging 214, 215 the whole tournament, or the whole back half of the tournament.
Atta boy, that's the way to go. Now,
Yeah.
what are you currently averaging?
I'm currently averaging 197.
Hey, start picking a little more of them single pins. You'll be over 200 in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I was gonna say I usually go depending on where I'm at. I usually sit there and have 1 to 2 mid 200 games. This last week I went to go practice for my upcoming league that starts this upcoming week, and I almost bowled at my third 300 with my third different ball.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
I'm going to go buy a spare ball tomorrow. That's I
I was
Yeah, I was
saying
gonna say
that
you need a
Tuesday.
spare ball.
That is there are two distinct types of people for spare shooting. There are people that will dedicate 2 minutes of a 10-minute practice to shooting single pin spares, and then there are people like me who will push the re-rack on a single pin spare, going, "Nope, I only got so many bullets in that gun, and I'm not firing them in practice."
Yeah, I was gonna say. So what I do during bowling practice is about the first 5-6 minutes of it, I'll just throw one ball, just get lined up with pocket, and then the last 2 to 3 minutes, I'll throw single pin spares.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, the other thing that we have with you, you're doing something kind of similar to us where we're trying to get a hashtag off the ground. Talk about
Yeah.
what your hashtag is and how long you've been doing what you're doing with it.
Yeah, so ever since I started TikTok, I've wanted to do something in the bowling space. And then I ran across your guys' hashtag and I was like, this is a really awesome thing. Because a lot of my videos, like, I don't really like being in front of the camera and everything. Just because, like, my personality is, like, I want to help, like, when I'm at, like, different alleys and everything and I see, like, young kids or anything, I sit there and I, like, hey, is there something like, some kind of lesson I can do to help you out and everything. Like, my personality is just help people out and everything. So when I seen your guys' hashtag, I was like, that's, like, definitely on the line of what I want to do and everything. And, like, it just got to a point where I'm like, I want to sit there and just shout out some of these smaller creators who are just starting and wanting to get off the ground. And so, yeah, I was like, I'm going to sit there and create a hashtag and start pushing it and kind of align it with you guys and everything. So
Yeah.
I bring both attention to my hashtag and your guys' hashtag.
Yeah, and what I really love about yours is especially when you dedicate the videos to the youth bowling, because the youth bowling, especially nowadays, aren't getting enough attention.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. I completely agree. Like, I sit there and the bowling alley I was working at, down here, they were sitting there. They just had, I think it was Thursday nights. They just had open, and I sit there and I was like, hey, why don't you just, like, there, you guys get plenty of youth that come in, and plenty of them like, hey, is there, like, are you guys bowling a league? And up there they're all sanctioned, so you can't bowl until you're 18. I was like, why don't you guys start a youth league? And now they started a youth league, and then other bowling alleys around were like, hey, we like that idea. So now they're a traveling youth league.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, it's like, I'm trying to block the fan light. I'm debating if I should sit there and get my ring light out and just turn the light off. Because I'm like,
I was gonna say, you bob the head, you get the glare. That's why I sit underneath my light, because it's like, okay, this is perfect, and it's out of the way.
right.
That's
Right.
why I run a green screen.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I was thinking about it.
Okay, and this is awkward. 5-6 minutes, actually almost 9 minutes in now, and we haven't heard a word from our other two. That usually doesn't
Right?
happen.
It was a long week this week. I'll put it that way. But
Oh yeah, no, like, oh my god, it's like I'm so looking forward to the end of the day because work today. Oh, it was a rough day.
Yeah, I usually look forward to 5:30 on Mondays because I'm like, let's get home, let's get the production stuff for the show going, let's get some ideas going. If we don't have anything lock solid, me and Brian have been on the phone with each other till 7:45 and go, oh crap, we got to go get ready for the show.
Yeah.
Brian, congrats on your victory.
thanks, man, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say congratulations.
I did not expect it. They posted the results 2 days ago. I started looking for the results last week, but I couldn't find anything. And then today I just woke up. I'm like, maybe I should just look. And sure enough, went on to Facebook, USPC Broward County, and they posted it 2 days ago. And I was like, I doubt I'm even up on this score sheet at all. And then I'm scrolling. I'm like, wait, let's say first place. I was like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Celebrate
those
with a new
are
ball?
always amazing feelings.
I used the swag craze the entire day that day too. I went in with a purpose, and I didn't veer off of it. I stayed true to what I said I was going to do, and that's what I did all day.
So on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you just taking a 1-ball bag with you or what?
I'll definitely be taking. I'm probably going to take a 3-ball bag, and then I'm going to take my backpack with my spare ball for sure. But spare ball.
Yeah, any tournaments I roll with,
I've got no clue.
I take at least at minimum 6, just because I like to have the options.
Yeah, like honestly, if I was driving, I would. But since I'm flying now, it's too difficult to travel with that much gear.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say it's definitely hard.
My safe haven from that for years was Southwest because you got 2 free checked bags, but that doesn't happen anymore. So we're gonna have to rethink our flight strategies.
Yeah, I'm flying. I was planning on driving, but after talking with my wife and stuff, she was like, "Just fly." We had frequent flyer miles, so I think my ticket cost me $11.
Can't beat
Yeah, I
that.
mean that's not bad.
Yeah. But then of course
I was say,
I ended up changing the flight, returning home, so that cost some more mileage on top of it because either I change the flight or I don't get home until like 11:30 at night. And I'm like, dude, that's a long day of travel. So now I'll be getting in like I think like 7:30 or so. So I'll be home in time for our next one.
that works. And
Nice.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm renting a car to drive down there, so I'm not putting the mileage on my car.
Yeah, I was gonna rent a car too. I wasn't gonna do it all. So.
And it's a 7-hour drive down there, but luckily I'm running a Tesla, so I can get on the highway, hit autopilot, and just sit there and let the car drive.
That's good.
Right.
Yeah, I'm getting I think like a small SUV rental when I get into Huntsville. So even if you want to just leave the Tesla at the hotel, and we can take the SUV back and forth. That's fine.
That'll work. Okay, so let's see here. As far as, like you said, you're growing the youth leagues. One really fun experience that I've had is having the youth adult leagues. Are there any of those where it's like an adult paired with a youth, or is it just strictly youth?
I don't think I've ever seen. Actually, I think there is one here at my local alley where they have a youth adult league. I've seen a couple of tournaments about like that are that designed, but not really a lot around here.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, there's like we probably have 5 or 6 bowling alleys in in my area alone, particularly. Oh, excuse me. And I would say
Rowan?
half have a youth adult league in the summer for like parents and then their kid.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think there's one here at the bowling alley where I live, but yeah, I'm not sure about any of the ones that are up north.
I don't know about any youth adult league. I do know they do some youth adult tournaments where they pair, some youth and adults up, but no actual league. They have youth leagues, but not youth and adult leagues.
Interesting.
Out here they have a combination where you can do non-sanctions with children, but a lot of kids out here form their teams and go compete against adults. So
That's interesting.
Especially in
'cause
some of
like
the-
I said, I grew up with it being the norm. I thought it was. I thought there was more places around that did it. Like I know
They
there was
may.
one where it's 1-1. It's like a doubles league, and then the other one is a trios league where it's 1 adult and two youths.
now we have a ton of kid leagues like under 10,
Yeah,
but bowling's more of a sport out here than average places though too. Like right now, high schoolers are doing college showcases right now. So
See, now that's the other thing that I would think you'd have a big groundswell for youth because you bowl youth all the way up until you get to high school. Then you bowl in high school teams, and then that opens up, getting your college paid for to bowl.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, dude, I was in high school. Mind you, this is back in the 90s. We didn't even have a bowling team. And I went to those largest I graduated last year with over 3,000, almost 4,000 kids. Yeah, we had no bowling team.
Butchie, I agree with you. There are some people where I'm like, okay, we need to have a screening process before we put this together.
I don't know, man. Some of the kids out here bowl better than the adults.
Oh yeah, I know some youth around here that throw some pretty good scores up. Their biggest thing is that they're just looking for the strike balls. They're just not very consistent with their spare shot.
Right, that's the biggest thing I see in the youth game a lot is they dedicate all the time in practice to strikes, and then they just open frame.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that.
Have you seen the old man and the kid on TikTok? He bowls weird. He looks like he snaps like that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He's from a local high school around here, and that program is phenomenal. Wilmington High School around here. Also, they have a girl that is going. She's going to be big in bowling. I mean, there's a lot of good bowlers around here.
Yeah, I was gonna say two of the people that I've worked with, who I knew when they were in their youth. They're now adults now. One of them just won his first PBA regional. His name's Manny Farrell, and then another kid that I work with who just turned 18. He bowled really good. So he turned 18 last year. But he's down here in Lehigh, and he bowled really good in nationals last year, and he got signed with Storm. And I'm like, geez, I wish I could have done that when I was that young.
Right. Like I've told the guys several times, if I could go back into my junior, senior year of high school, I'd have been like, all right, dude, your dream of being a college baseball player is down the chute because you tore your labrum You ain't got an arm left. Concentrate on bowling, get your education paid for via bowling, and it wouldn't have taken you 30 years to get a PBA card.
All right.
Right.
All right.
They all left us. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I was going back. Where'd they all go?
Well,
awkward
I
silence.
technically didn't go anywhere, but I was partaking in something that would get us massively restricted.
Right.
So let's not do that on camera anymore. I've gotten forced out of some lives for doing that. Not saying who, but
Which is stupid because you're in a 21 and over live. I mean, I get it, but it's dumb.
Right.
yeah, but a
Yeah,
lot of the
I
kiddos
see a
are
lot
on-
of people get away with a lot more stuff that, dude, I'm like, how are they getting away with it?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, yeah, I
Shitty
watch
shit
lives all the
happening in
time. I'm
high
like,
school.
how?
Yeah, I see people vaping, I see people drinking beers, and they stay up pretty much all day.
Yep.
See what
I
they're doing in
agree.
the high schools around here.
Oh, see, now that brings up a very humorous joke that I heard a couple years ago, and I still laugh at it every time I hear it. Okay, everybody, are you familiar with the 80s rock song Smoking in the Boys Room?
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Okay,
I'm that old.
so if Smoking in the Boys Room was recorded today, it would be titled Vaping in the Gender Neutral Restroom.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going with peeing in the corner.
I knew where you were heading with it.
I was like, that's funny. What up, Steph? How are you?
Hey, Steph.
Woo, excuse me.
Oh, that's good to know about you.
Yeah, so we're learning a little something new. Butchie, you're gonna have to tell us how to get away with some more stuffy stuff.
Right?
We are good. We are good. As far as how many leagues you bowl in per season, how are you a single league guy? Do you bowl in multiple leagues?
So usually, during the wintertime, I'm usually doing one league, and then summer I'm doing two leagues.
Okay. See, I'm the opposite. I'll bowl 2 to 3 leagues in the winter, and I go down to 1 during the summertime because my boys are playing baseball.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I was gonna say the reason why I do it opposite is because like summer is just more fun leagues. So I like to sit there and just hang out with my friends. So this upcoming, or not this upcoming, but next Tuesday, I'm starting my league, and it's a 3-man league. So it's me, my best friend, and my wife that's gonna be bowling, where we can just sit there and have fun, not really take it as serious. Where the winter leagues is where we sit there and we get like really serious and focused and buckle down. Usually,
Yeah, I get
I
that.
guess last year I did 2 winter leagues because I was doing the Premier Scratch League that's down here, but I didn't end up doing it this year.
See, I
was
bowl
saying
better
that-
during the summer.
That's another thing that I think we need more of. We need more scratch leagues.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I
'Cause,
think
yeah,
our
like-
IPA is scratch.
Yeah, there's a couple of leagues down here where there's like almost half the league they're getting no handicap whatsoever. I'm like, why don't we just have like obviously there's enough people.
Right, right. Well, I mean, it takes some of the fun out of it when you've got, your entire roster is 220 to 180 bowlers, and you walk in and you're down 300 before anybody throws a shot.
Right. And then soon
Right, yeah.
marks start going up, you're like, oh, we're fighting a no winning battle.
Or
Yeah, I
you
was gonna
bowl
say
a
this
300
league-
and still lose.
Yeah, I was gonna say this league that we just ended last week. There was a week where we went to go join, and I watched the team just walk out because their deficit was like 450 something pins.
Thing.
There's like, yeah, no, you can take our blind. It's not worth it. Like we're gonna lose anyways.
Yeah, I mean, we had a summer trios league a couple of years, or no, not a summer. It was our winter trios league, 2.5, about 3 years ago now. The winning team started the year all in the 1 to 110s,
Yeah,
and they got huge amounts of handicap. And by the end of the league, they're averaging 150, 160, and can push a 180, 200 game.
Yeah.
And they're still getting all that early season handicap. It's like, yeah, no wonder you won the league. All you had to do was show up.
Yeah.
yeah. No, I've been in leagues where people sit there and like they're just starting out bowling and they're starting like within maybe like a 110 average, and then all of a sudden they're sitting there and they start bowling like
200 games.
190s, 200s.
Yeah.
And like, what happened? Like, oh, we got a coach.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's just not fair.
Yeah, there's a guy that's in my league. I think he just started maybe last year, maybe this past season. But he was okay. He wasn't great, but he was throwing up like 110 average. And now he's getting all this handicap, and now he's throwing 215 games. Like it's
Yeah.
nothing.
I think
I was
after
going to say my
220, it
my
should
withdrawals
drop off.
are being had been pushed off because I had 2 tournaments in the last month during my month break. I got the Mulligan League, which is a really cool concept that my summer one of the houses in the summertime does. That starts on Wednesday, and then I've got the DGAB tournament this weekend, and then late Memorial Day weekend I'm down at Nationals. So the bowling itch is gonna get scratched here soon, and I cannot wait. And plus, I'm gonna start doing. I bought a body cam with an SD card, so I'm gonna start doing some POV bowling to post bowling videos a little more, so at least my channel's not like almost exclusively a live only channel.
Right? Yeah.
To ask you another question, Steve, you'd probably be more able to answer that than I am.
About a draft league. I like the concept. I like the concept.
I was gonna say
where you
I haven't done a draft league, but there is a tournament coming up down here that's a draft tournament that like it's a 4-man tournament that I think is a cool idea.
I like the concept of drafting it. You have your team captains and you go, okay, here's your bowler's pool, snake style draft, pick your team. I do like that. The only thing that I would think is there's a lot of egos in bowling, and some people who don't typically get along very well could very well get drafted onto the same team. So there may be some finagling that would have to where you're like, okay, I know these two are going to be a problem if they're on the same team. So if you draft one of them, you can't draft the other.
Celebrity Deathmatch Bowling Edition. Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. Nope.
But the other thing that I think about the handicap, if we're not going to get more scratch tournaments, what I think needs to happen is we need to raise the handicap floor.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the number one thing that needs to be done, because I feel like that's where handicap's getting like a little bit out of hand.
Yeah, I agree. I would say like there are certain leagues where my handicap cap is, or the floor is 125. I would say you would solve a lot of issues by raising it to 155.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that would solve a lot of the issues, or you reduce the amount of handicap you get per game by messing with the max and the average. But I think the easier way to do it is just raise the handicap floor.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
Oh, okay. Just making sure you were still alive.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dog's very, very energetic, and she's just laying here. I'm like, did you die?
I was gonna say it's just dead. It's just awkwardly silenced. No energy. No.
Well, I mean, that's exactly. It's like she's laying here, and it's like it looks like she's wanting to take a nap. I'm like, girl, it is 8 o'clock. If you take a nap, it's 8:30. If you take a nap now, you are going to be in your kennel all night, scratching and doing all everything else to keep us all awake, and I am not gonna like it.
My dogs tell us when it's their time to go to bed about that. They just look at you like, seriously?
I was to say, nerd, you're gonna need to come down. I'll be down there this weekend too. It's gonna be a good time.
So we started our PBA experience Tuesday. It was
What pattern did you bowl on?
Bear, which wasn't. I mean, it's just a little bit more difficult house shot in my opinion, but
The name patterns have been getting a lot easier over the years, or the animal patterns anyway.
yeah, so we were lucky enough to bowl with a pair that broke the lane down properly. So
that's always good.
Yeah.
They were during warm-ups. They were just throwing down the 10 board with urethane. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try my Pure Envy because it likes heavy oil. So I stayed outside their track, and I didn't do too bad. I'm going to buy a spare ball tomorrow. I left a lot of ring and 10 pins. So
Somebody's getting a T-zone punched.
no, I'm getting a white dot. But yeah.
Same difference.
Right. But yeah, it's just I used that swag ball for a spare ball, and it would get right down to the 10 pin at the last second. It would just curve around it and just go right
just
behind
move.
it. I'm like, what the hell?
So it does curve.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it literally just curved enough to go around the pin and go behind it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right when you don't want to.
Right. But I mean, I bought a 144, 185, 144, so not bad for my first time on it. So
No, that's not bad at all. Especially with the way you've been frustrating yourself lately on a sport. That's pretty good scores.
I did bowl my first 309 pin Sunday. So
Golf clap.
Yep.
but yeah, I used the Black Widow Mania.
Oh, that's such a good ball.
She's alive.
Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's alive now.
She's alive.
I just have to say, TREAP, they all come up.
Shut up. She is the meanest 7-pound guard dog in the world, I swear to God.
My smallest one, he's the toughest one out of the group. He's the bully on the bunch.
So, Steve, as far
Dogs out
as
back.
as far as equipment, do you have a? Are you brand loyal, or do you just throw what you match up with?
I'm kind of brand loyal, just because like I live in Utah, so everybody has. Storm
I mean, it was
balls.
kind of a loaded question, so.
Yeah. But also then again, because I'm in Utah, like I don't think I ever like all the equipment in my bag I've all bought secondhand.
Oh, okay.
Which is like my Phase 2 my best friend had for like 2 years. He's like, it doesn't hook, I'm going to hammer. So he gave that to me, and that was the first storm ball I owned. And then after that, I just was like, well, I don't have enough to buy a new ball at this time, so I'll just see if there's some secondhand, which sometimes I get really good deals. Like this last week, I drove all the way, I live in American Fork, I drove all the way up to Ogden, which was about an hour and a half drive. And some guy was selling a hyperdrive for $60.
Really?
And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna pass that up.
Yeah.
And then when I got there, he's like, oh, I didn't mean for you to drive all this way. I have another ball that I'll just give you. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take an extra ball. And it's a level. And I was like,
Wow.
what are you doing? So I was like,
okay.
why are you getting rid of these?
All.
Yeah, and he's
I was
like,
gonna say,
well,
good God.
yeah, he was like, he bought the Rockstar, the Hyperdrive, the Equinox, and the Level all at the same time. And he's like, I just don't like the Hyperdrive and the Level. And I was like, are you only bowling on house shots? And he's like, yeah. I was like, that explains it.
I was gonna say, when you said you got your first ball and it was a Phase 2 secondhand, I'm like, who in the right mind is getting rid of a Phase 2?
Dude,
Oh yeah, my best friend, he sit there, he was like, I'm done with Storm, I'm gonna go move to Hammer, I'm gonna go bowl it, and he went and bought a Black Widow Legend.
I
And
remember
now
those.
he
I had a
bowls
Black
with
Widow
Brunswick.
Legend Pearl
Yeah.
that I could
Yeah.
not keep on my side of the lane to save my freaking life.
Well, that's kind of funny because so everything he has is like super strong. He has like, he still has his Black Widow Legend. He has a Katana Assault, God, I can't think of all his equipment right now, but like all big strong balls. And there are days where we just sit there. He can throw a 6-bagger all Brooklyn. And people like, what? He's like, I can't get the stay. He's like, if I can't sit there and hit the pocket, then I might as well just aim Brooklyn.
I was to say, if I can't hit my pocket, I'm going to hit yours.
Yeah, I've seen him get so many people upset because he throws 5, 6, 7 in a row all Brooklyn.
I mean, I'm all about, hey, team, knock down 10 however you get them. But
Right.
if somebody goes a 6-pack on me, all Brooklyn, I'm going to be like, hey, buddy, how about you use your side?
Right,
I'll try
right,
to get
yeah.
to his head.
talking about it. 100%.
Oh, with my best friend, it's easy to get in his head. Like, he he's so funny because he's like, I want to eventually get on staff. I was like, dude, you're not gonna get on staff if you can't. If you're like 5 in a row, you end up missing a strike and then you kick the ball return.
Yeah.
I was like, you're never gonna that doesn't look good.
I was
for
gonna say
anybody.
there is a guy that proved you can go Brooklyn consistently and get on staff. His name is Boog. That dude goes Brooklyn more than anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, it's just the attitude that, like, he gets so upset when he doesn't strike. I'm like, dude, you left a 9 count. You still working on a good game. Be happy for that.
I think every game has at least one guy that loses his mind when he doesn't throw a good ball.
Yeah, I get that.
I was going to say, if we want to get back into that conversation, we can go on that for hours. Bowling stereotypes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was to say I keep hitting my mark and it doesn't strike guy.
Yeah, no, and
I've been
I'm the
hitting-
type of bowler who, like, unless it's like a super, like high money tournament, I usually don't lose my cool. There'll be times where I'll sit there and my wife will see me bowling and she's like, "Hey, just slow down, breathe." And now after the, I think it was the Tournament of Champions and everything, she's like, "Hey, come here, take a breath, kiss your wife, go up there and throw a strike."
Yeah.
She uses that all the time on me.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Joel, I will use a Big Lebowski line on you. I'm calmer than you are, dude. Calmer than you are.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so funny
Waving the
because
gun around? Calmer than you are.
my first 2 300s, everybody's like, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "It's just another shot." I'm like, I don't even think about it and everything. Like, I don't care if there's people around me. I don't care if like the whole thing's silent. To me, I'm so focused. I'm so locked in on my shot that I don't even feel the nerves when I go throw 300s.
That's good.
I was nervous on mine just because I had 5 290s before I finally broke through and got my 3. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, dude. I could feel my hand shaking, but I was like, all right. We can't 290 again. It's mathematically impossible unless we drop this one in the drink, which that was how I got my first 290. 11 in a row, 12 in the gutter.
Oh, no.
But that one, I was like, all right, you're bowling the blind. There's no pressure anyway. Just get up, throw 3 more shots. Boom, boom, boom.
Let's try over there. Ready, set, go.
And that was my 798 series, too. I went 267, 290, games 1 and 2. And I had been on like 8 or 9 in a row going into game 2. And I ring a 7-pin, pick it, and I looked at the guy I was bowling with in the Trios League. I said, dude, if I shoot another King 290, I'm going to be pissed. Off the sheet, 290. For 290, number 5.
Jeez.
I was like,
Yeah, no, there
"You've
was-
got to be kidding."
I think it was last year in I think it was my winter league. Dude, like, I've thrown a couple of 299s, and I thought that was like wrapping a 10 or like leaving a 5-pin. I thought that was like one of the worst feelings ever until last year. I threw the front 10, and I was like, dude, I got this. I throw what feels like the perfect ball. Everything off my footing is good, my timing is good. It came off my hand good. Like, I knew it was going straight to pocket, and I 5-7-10'd.
Oh,
And I was
you
like,
threw a
oh,
lily.
that hurts.
Oh.
It was the only time I've ever sit there and like, I sit there and like just outwardly swore. I sit there and was just
I don't blame you.
straight up F word. And I was like, oh, my best friend was like, dude, it was a good run. You got a good game. I was like, I'm not mad about that. I'm mad because I can't go clean now. I was like,
Right?
I can't close the frame.
Well, you can. You grab you go up to the front desk, you grab a 6-pound house ball, you 2-finger it, and you cross it Brooklyn. The ball
Well, so
take out
at
the
the time, I
5-pin,
had like
and
my
the pin,
spare ball.
and the 5-pin
Or
takes out
no,
the 7.
at the time I had a 14-pound spare ball for my normal spares, and then for my splits I had a 6-pound that was drilled to my hand.
Oh,
And
jeez.
yeah, I just sit there. I got so mad, I threw it right at the 5-pin, and my 5-pin went straight back and then straight forward halfway up the lane. I was like, I'm just gonna go down the lane because I was on the very last lanes. I was like, I'm just gonna walk where the employees go. I'm gonna go pick up that pin. I'm taking it home with me. I'm like, I was so mad.
I was just say, been there. Like I had a what was it? I had a run of a front 6. I was throwing the Motive Tank Rampage Pearl, and left a pocket lily. Like
Jeez.
dead stone. The 5-pin went and just did one of these little wiggles, and then blower 710. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Did you see it?
Yeah, no, those hurt. Those hurt a lot.
All right, so the other question that we put in the questionnaire, which was my question because I like entertaining stories. What is the weirdest thing you've ever seen in a bowling house?
So the weirdest thing, it was during league and everything. There's this team. It was the team I was on was me, my dad, and then his 2 best friends, and then we were against this super competitive like team. It was a whole family. And their anchor and my dad were just so competitive. So he's like, and it was a sanctioned league. They were like, let's just throw the whole game. We'll put $100 on it. The only way we can bowl is through our legs. And I was like, you're gonna upset a lot of people. But they did. They bowled all 3 games through their legs, and their scores weren't very good. But it's definitely one of the weirdest things.
See, now I can almost guarantee you that at least in my area, there would have been the one guy that went to the league secretary and went, that is not a certified, that is not their normal shot, forfeit every one of the 7 points for each team.
Yeah, I've also seen this one guy. He was, he didn't have a thumb in his ball. He was bowling 2 fingers, but he was fighting the league secretary or the league president about how granny shot is completely legal in bowling. He's like, my fingers are in the ball, they're in the holes, I'm throwing, it's a 2-handed style. And I was like, he's not wrong.
I'm not saying that.
No, all it has to do is has to be your consistent normal shot. That's the only thing.
Right.
Yeah, he kept with it the whole league. I was impressed, but man, if he did not get some weird looks.
Oh, I bet he did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if it was a bit he was pulling the whole league, but he was definitely committed to it.
See, now that's the other thing too, is like, say if there's like a league that's got like loose rules in the rule book, I'd be that guy that goes, hey, I need to use that ramp, and use the ramp
Yeah.
the entire league. Be like, there's not a rule against it.
Right? See, and I've seen somebody do that, but he was in a wheelchair, but I've seen him use a ramp during league.
I was to say one of the weirdest things I ever saw was actually in the 700 tournament, which is one of the bigger tournaments of the year in my area in the spring, because you have to shoot a sanctioned 700 to even be able to get in.
Yeah.
Guy was lining up his spare shot, right? Goes through his entire approach, goes through his backswing, his thumb sticks in the ball, goes straight up, and never comes back down.
Oh no.
It broke the plane in the ceiling and then got stuck in the ceiling.
Jeez. I worked
I was
in
like-
so many different bowling alleys. If I seen somebody do that, I'm like, get out. Just leave.
At my league house, this is probably a couple months ago. and they broke a few ceiling tiles. Walked in, there's just ceiling tile debris all over the lanes. I'm like, what the hell happened? And they're like, dude, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
See,
no, there's a
me being the smart ass that I am, I walked up to him and said, "Oh, did your thumbstick?"
Well,
Right.
I was talking to the manager, and the manager was like, his words, effing TikTok. Because they were there screwing around, taking videos for TikTok, and
Yeah, no, that happened at one of the bowling alleys down here. One of the owners sit there and put videos on up and made a police report because some kids were throwing bowling balls up to a ceiling, and the police were like, it was probably an accident. He's like, no, I have security. Like, they were all had their phones out. They were all waiting for this to happen. I was like, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a distinct difference of, it's stuck in my thumb and there wasn't anything I could do about it versus,
Right.
hey, y'all watch this.
Right.
I saw a video where one of the younger guy, I would say kid, but threw the ball into the monitor, and that was like local. That was like 30 minutes down the street from us. I was like, oh.
I was gonna say, isn't that the instant karma video when the monitor came and fell on his head too?
I don't know. No, I don't think it fell. It smashed him. It didn't fall.
I would say I've seen a very similar one where the dude threw it up and hit the monitor and the monitor fell and knocked the dude right on the head. I was like, yep,
That's
serves
just
you
karma
right.
right there. That's bowling karma.
Right. Right.
Let's see, what's another funny one that I saw once? I have actually seen somebody do the Mike Machuga flop.
Oh, dang.
I've seen my dad do that but like his whole hand got stuck in his ball, like it would not release. And everything, he just goes halfway down the lane. I'm like, really?
I was saying,
He's
I've
like,
seen
my hand
somebody
didn't come out.
I've seen it twice. Once the dude did it on purpose because that was when Machuga was big, and he's like, "We won the game, screw it, Machuga flop."
Yeah.
And the other one, the dude was so drunk as a skunk out of it, he went to throw the ball and blacked out mid-throw and plunk.
Dang, bro.
Dang.
But yeah, I was like, I think this dude needed to be cut off like 45 minutes to an hour ago. What's going on here? And the next thing he goes through to do his follow through and just plump, and he's snoozing on the heads. It was absolutely freaking hilarious.
Bro.
And it wasn't graceful either. It was
No. Dude.
Just one of those like loud thuds.
Yeah. Now
you're like,
here?
what the hell
Now
just
you're not.
happened? And you're sitting there going, well, I'm sorry you missed it because it was absolutely freaking hilarious. I was like, but he literally passed out as he was throwing the ball and just plunk.
Yeah, at that point, you cut him off.
Yeah, at game one.
Right?
Funny part is I just recently seen him at another bowling tournament, and I'm like, do I bring it up?
Well, I know I would. I'd be like, how
Right.
Hey,
was your
man.
ball season?
Have you been napping
Remember that
lately?
one time? Well, I guess you probably don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
What was that final score that day? You no, never mind.
One time at the bowling alley,
Oh, dude, if there's so many of those we could rattle off, it's unfreaking real.
Right.
Oh, I bet you he remembered the next morning. He's like, why is my entire body hurt?
Yeah, exactly.
why do I got oil all over my clothes?
Why does it look
So
like
I
I
have-
peed all over my shirt?
I have a story. So me and my best friend were in a league, and his cousin was on a different team. and he just showed up and he's freaking 5-10 sheets to the wind, just plastered and everything. And we knew that he was drunk as soon as he walked in. We told the league president about it. She's like, well, as long as he doesn't cause problems, like I'm fine with it. He ended up bowling a 24. He's a 210 average bowler. He couldn't keep it on lane.
20.
And then they went to go do Strike It Rich. And I looked at my best friend. I was like, watch, just because he's drunk, he's going to be the name that's drawn. Sure enough, he was. He sits there. He grabbed his ball, goes to line up, takes a step, and just stumbles. His ball goes right in the gutter. I was like, oh my God, dude. I was like, of course. Everybody's like, are you okay? I was like, just leave him alone.
Yeah, dude.
We might just take his last game as a blind, throw him in the corner, let him sleep.
Right.
That's
No
when you Happy
kidding.
Gilmore him. Jackass!
Right, yeah. Yeah, no, it was like, I've never been so embarrassed for
I
somebody.
thought the same thing, Stephanie. I was like, watch, he's going to line up and go 10 back.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Yeah, it was not. It was like, it didn't even make it. I don't even think, like, more than half an inch down the lane before going in the gutter.
I do have a...
Because he
a-
took one step, and he's 6'3", 6'4", so he has pretty long approach. Yeah, he took one step and just down. I was like, yep, this is typical.
I would have walked up to him and said, hey, that board don't hook.
Right, yeah.
Not at all.
Oh, I tell him that all the time because he always shows up drunk to tournaments. I was like, hey, just so you know, Travis, gray boards don't hook. Don't aim for them.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a...
But if you can
buddy
learn
of
how
mine.
to hook that board, you'd be pretty good.
Right? Yeah. I mean, if you throw it hard enough, it might pop back out.
Yeah,
Right.
possibly. Does it count? No.
Right?
See, and that was the
At
thing.
Eastgate Lanes, it will.
Well,
My favorite thing
hey,
when
you
people
can
start
see
doing
ball
that a lot
five
is
before they even get to the pins, bro.
I'm like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
bowling 101. Scores increase dramatically when you keep it on the flat part.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, yeah, exactly.
The other day we were bowling up there at Eastgate and someone threw it in the gutter and it flew up in the air, landed in the middle of the pins and got a strike. And I'm like, what the fuck? Only at Eastgate. Only at Eastgate. Brian can tell
That's
you.
some
them
bowling
lanes-
luck right
Your
there.
gutters have jumps, bro.
They're not gutters, they're ramps.
Yeah.
Right?
Thought you were gonna say you got a strike. Haha. That would have been funny.
Reading the comments.
Yes.
My wife's over
Hey,
here.
somebody's got to.
Right?
I mean,
Because
Brian,
we're
you were
notorious
there
for
that day.
not seeing a lot of them, unfortunately.
What were you
I
saying?
think you were. I think you were there that day. I hit a piece of metal.
Yeah.
in the
that's
lane.
what I was talking about. Watching the ball jump before it even gets to the pin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what happened to me. I was mid-tournament. Luckily, some guy was there who had an extra T-zone, but at the time I had my spare ball was a mix.
Yeah.
And there was, like, after I threw my ball, I seen something shiny in the gutter, and I was aiming at my 10-pin. That's where it was. My ball hit it, and just, it took a giant chunk out of my ball.
Oh, that's
I was like, now I have to go the whole rest of the tournament without a spare ball.
yeah. That's,
This guy's like, see if you're he was a two-hand bowler. He's like, see if your hand fits in this ball. And I did. I was like, good enough. He's like, I'll sell it to you for $30. I was like, deal. I need a spare
Deal.
ball.
yeah. Done.
I was like, I don't care. So
Yeah.
it's the only
My-
ball that's in my bag right now that isn't Storm. It's
I had to give Brian a disclaimer because he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna break in my EQ there." I said I wouldn't throw a new ball there. I guarantee it'll get damaged. She's like, "Oh, it'll be all right."
That'll be all right.
I think the first or second throw it put a big old gouge in it.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Hey,
I mean,
Nick's build character.
yeah, dude. I mean, and it's a
Right.
bowling ball. It's gonna happen. It doesn't matter what house. It's gonna happen at some point.
Now, if I get a nice gouge in my track, then me and the shop are going to have
Yeah.
some conversations because that's got to get
yeah,
fixed.
that's when it's a problem.
Yeah, 100%.
But other than that, I'm like, builds character. Who wants pretty balls anyway?
Yeah,
Right.
it was my phase 2, and it would definitely have been in my track, guaranteed. My track is so large.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a similar instance to that. I threw my Radical Spy at a 7-pin. It drops off right as it's nicking the 7-pin. 7-pin falls, and the ball comes back with a gaping hole where my thumb slug used to be.
Oh no!
Ah,
I took it right to the pro shop and went, the lanes did this. You need to fix
right.
it.
This just happened recently to one of the guys at Sniper McGavin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just had one of his balls get destroyed just not too long ago. They replaced his ball though with something else. I think he got.
So is this the one that runs the podcast?
I don't even remember
Oh.
what he ended up getting, but they gave him a brand new ball, and it was a better ball than what he actually already had. So he upgraded.
See,
Yeah, I've
I
seen
love
that a few times.
story, but I love D-Gab's revenge story on it. The guy that's like, oh, I can fix this. No, I want a new ball. Gets a new ball. D-Gab gets it measured for his hand, drills it for his hand, damn near shoots an 800 against him
Right.
with that ball that he gave up. He's like, oh, it works fine for me.
Yeah, it happens. Honestly, I was the same as Steven over here. When I really started getting into bowling, I was doing the same thing. I wasn't buying a brand new ball. I was literally buying some gear. I would try to find basically two-handers or two-finger bowlers, no thumb bowlers. That way, I don't necessarily have to get it plugged right away. I can check it out, see if it aligns with me. If not, then I can plug it and just re-drill it. But I've gotten pretty good deals on from used gear on Marketplace.
Yeah.
Okay, what the hell is
Yeah.
that?
No, that's what. So I just got the hyperdrive and the level done today, so I haven't even been able to throw them yet. But the pro shop operator that I went to, he's like, "Do you want me to re-drill it or anything?" I was like, "No, just
re-grip it.
take the finger grips out, put new ones in. It's cheaper that way."
Yeah, give it a
I
try.
20
really
bucks
don't
to get
like
'em.
the new puzzles.
Yeah.
The new puzzles are a pain in the butt. It showed a picture and said, "Hey, which one of these has a mast?" I'm like, "What the hell's a mast?"
Yeah. Are you still there?
Yes.
Right?
Okay, I'm gonna have a serious issue because now my friggin' work is advertising on YouTube. I'm like, I'm at home. I don't want to see stuff
Right.
at
Right.
work.
Yeah. Go away.
And now it's like, oh, get a AAA membership. I said, no, I sell those for 8 hours a day. I don't want to see it at home.
Bro,
Right.
today, I don't know if you guys have seen the new Wendy's commercial for their new Frosty. Kind of the beginning of that commercial has a Ring doorbell. My dogs go flipping crazy every time that commercial comes on, and I can't get them to shut the hell up after it comes on. They just sit there at the door and I'm like, dude, there's no one there.
Yeah. Go away. Knock it off.
Our dog, every time the daughter gets home, her Life 360 goes off on Bree's phone. As soon as it goes off, he starts barking. He knows she's home.
Yeah. They recognize my wife's engine from her car down the street.
Yeah. See, now Bree lost that Physic Infinity. That was a great ball at Eastgate Lanes.
You lost
It hasn't been able. It tore it up. It just
okay, yeah.
destroyed it.
Well, because I had
The infinite physics.
here
Yeah.
on a tournament. I was at a tournament. I lost the Storm IQ. Loved that ball. Loved that ball. Drew legs, walked away.
Oh yeah, it's someone else's bag.
Oh yeah, and it was a state tournament, so it wasn't like I was even close to home. So that ball definitely walked off.
Put air
Yeah.
tags in your ball.
I've seen people try to take entire 3-ball rollers if you walk off to your next pair without it.
That's crazy.
I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, I'm
Right.
taking my bag to the next pair. I said, do you see the name that's on that bag? It might be mine.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd put a mouse trap down in it when they reach in there. I'm petty though.
Oh, I was definitely not as calm as I am right now. Like, I'm like, dude, me and you about to fight because that's
You don't.
stupid.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you're a bowler, you know how much that equipment costs. Like that. Dude,
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Go buy a boat battery and put electric charge to it.
Yeah, I literally it had one of my PBA tags on it. I'm like, you see that PBA tag? You want to read the name that's on it? Give me my balls back.
Right.
Oh,
dude, that would upset me so bad.
I grabbed the wrong one.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have heard people say that before, like, "Oh, dude, I'm so sorry, we have the same bag," and I'm like,
Well, and this
Except for
dude
your
was
bag's
like a
all
150
storm
bowler.
and
I'm like,
mine's all
so you picked up a bag that had a PBA tag on it, thinking it was yours in your dreams.
I mean, I have something on every bag that I know that, so I know that it's mine, so I don't have to worry about someone just walking in. Oh, that's my bag. No,
But yeah, and the thing that made me the maddest, it was my urethane bag that had my purple cheat code in it. I'm like,
we know the
People-
code.
people have died for less.
Right. Yeah.
Who here has a purple cheat code?
I had one. I had one. I loved it and everything. And then some guy sit there and his ball broke, and the bowling alley wouldn't do anything about it. The bowling alley wouldn't do anything about it. So I sit there. I was like, I just got pitch black. It's more in line with what I'm throwing. I was like, I feel bad for you. Here, you have it. And just gave it
But
to him.
see, during that time, it had that particular bag had both my purple cheat codes because I had a damn good verge sitting in there too, and I'm like, no, sir. Because at the time, those were the two go-to balls in my bag, but it was later in the set, so I had moved on to my shinier stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, that's my damn good verge and my purple hammer. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, back up, buddy.
The only urethane I ever had was the 78U three times. So, yep, this ball's not for me, and I turned around and sold it the next day.
Dude, I hate that ball with a passion.
That ball is
I do not like it.
that ball's all over the place. It does what it wants to do. You don't control that thing. It controls you.
The one urethane that I had that I absolutely wanted to throw in the garbage until I sold it was my original Black Widow urethane, the black and orange one.
Yeah.
I've had that ball too.
I could not stand that ball. It was, I mean, I loved it. It was, the shape was good, but nothing I could do would get me out of corner pin hell with that ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say that ball I think has left the most corner pins I've every ball I've ever thrown.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing. Corner
I
pin.
have a. Sorry, Brian. I didn't mean to cut you off. I can't hardly hear you, bro.
You're good.
Go ahead.
No, I agree with them.
Oh, but I have the only urethane ball I have is a 1992 burgundy urethane, but you can't throw it. So
I mean, you can.
an
You just can't throw it
unsanctioned
in a
leagues,
tournament.
yes. Dude, that ball is so nice. To this day, you can just throw it down the 10 board and it'll go straight to the pocket. No matter what you do, just throw it 10 board pocket every time.
See, what I would want to do, I've kind of teased this idea with the Outlawed 7 from Storm, doing a Renegade Outlawed only bowling tournament. However, I would like to do another one with only the Fab hammers and the AMF angles.
I was gonna say a Fab Hammer's the one of the balls I originally started with. It was a
Be
16
like,
pound.
okay, black, red, blue Fab ball hammers, and then the blue, gold, orange, or yellow angles. Those are the only balls you can throw the entire tournament.
Right.
Take her back to the 80s.
Right. Yeah.
Be like, yeah, you like that reactive motion? Guess what you ain't seeing all day.
Yeah. Right. Dude, that would upset so many people.
Dude, I'd be cool with it because I'd be throwing rocket to the pocket up 5 and just letting
Right?
the ball walk. Especially with the blue angle. That ball had a little more back end than it got credit for back in the day.
Right.
Now, is it like Turbo X or Excalibur type reaction? No, but for urethane like, ball had a little bit of back end pop.
I just seen an Excalibur today over at the pro shop I went to.
Well,
think
whoever
Storm
punched
just-
it up's kind of dumb because they're worth 10 times more unpunched than they are punched.
Right.
I think Storm just discontinued a few balls this week.
Yeah, the Harsh Reality Pearl, Optima Idol Pearl, and
got
one
rid of the
other one.
Optimum. Okay.
Yeah,
That
they
just
got
means
rid
they're
of the
coming out with
bubblegum ball.
That just means they're coming out with another idol line because they're not going to let
Yeah.
that nameplate die.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
I think they're getting ready to revamp the reality line too.
Well, to me,
But-
I never got the whole reality line. Like, they're super strong covers, super strong cores. Even the Pearl one basically did the same thing as the Solid one, just because the covers and cores were so strong.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I can agree with that.
every one of them was too similar to the one that you're supposed to be able to, have. I've got 3 realities. It's a 1, 2, 3, a natural progression. They all were the same thing almost.
Brian, we can't hear you, bro.
Again? That's 2 weeks in a row you've gone mute, brother.
He needs to learn sign language.
I went and bought that.
I've been thinking about getting those.
Hey, it's not you can't see me, it's you can't hear me.
Right? Yeah.
We see your mouth moving, but we don't hear nothing coming out.
How about now?
Yes, sir.
Hey!
Yep, we can hear you.
Hey, at least you didn't have to get out and get back in this time.
Yeah, every week getting better.
Right? Slow progressions.
You've progressed. You didn't drop your camera this time.
I do.
So,
I
you're
mean,
doing
every
good.
week I have some type of show. I got to do something every week. Got to keep it. Gotta keep it a little bit fun,
You're so dramatic.
At this point, it's just part of the show.
I'm a big deal, bro. Come on.
People know Brian, okay?
Right?
People know the pickle.
Pick power.
Dude, I've got to record one of the stupid commercials and let you hear it. It's so annoying.
What commercials?
There's a car dealership here called 5-Star Auto Plaza, and all of their commercials are done by the Pickle Man.
Careful, Brian's gonna go there to buy his cars.
It is so annoying. He's like, everybody likes fried pickles, but you don't like it when your credit's fried. So if you've got fried credit, come see the Pickle Man.
There you go,
He
Brian.
sounds
You can go,
delightful.
right. You can go apply for a job there. You can just hang out the window and wave all day.
He's like, for a job, if you've got a job and a nickel, you can have a car with relish.
We'll pay you a bowling ball a week.
Relish in those deals, buddy.
Oh my god, it's so annoying. And there are some of them where like he'll start the commercial making a reference to pickles, and then like give this the like most obnoxious high pitched like Ric Flair woo.
Oh no.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I'm the big deal. Woo!
Oh, it's that was toned down compared to what he does. He's like,
Oh, I'm sure it is.
I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, I'm gonna have to next time I'm in the car and I hear his commercial, I'm gonna be like, all right, record.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
What are you doing? Why are you licking my shirt?
I gotta get some pickle merch.
Right?
Well, if I had known I was coming to Huntsville, I'd have bought that Mr. Pickle and brought it to you.
I had to throw that in the video today.
I was like, we were walking through this place. It's a fudge and candy factory, right? But it's in Uranus, Missouri. So it is literally the Uranus Fudge Factory.
That right there's some good branding.
Yeah, I mean, dude, someone got an A+ there.
They're like, all the best fudge comes from Uranus.
Like, they were like, where can we put this store?
I don't
And
know.
then-
Uranus.
When you walk in, they're like, "Hi, welcome to Uranus."
Uranus.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you leave, they're like, "Oh, thank you for picking Uranus."
So would it be?
Oh.
Would it be urine? Like you pee in urine anus?
Could you
then
imagine
they
working
had-
there and having to say that every day?
Then they
Right.
had merchandise. They're like, "Oh, Uranus Plumbing Company,"
Oh.
stuff like that. And it's absolutely hilarious. And then they don't have like candy pickers; they have fudge packers.
Right.
So when they're putting
Good Lord.
the fudge you buy in the bag, they're like, "Yep, we're packing your fudge in Uranus."
Jeez. I mean,
Surprised they
there's
don't
never a
follow-
boring day at work there.
Oh God, no!
Hopefully they don't follow up. Hopefully you don't get the Hershey squirts.
Jeez.
I think there's actually a candy that's named that.
Wow.
Right.
It's like a chocolate drop or something like that in there. It's absolutely
Like a
hilarious.
Hershey kid. Looks like a poop emoji.
And then they have like a museum. They're like, "Come see the oddities in Uranus."
It's like Atlanta has the Coke factory on the third floor. It's every Coke ever made around the whole world. Talk about diabetes.
Lord.
Holy shit,
Oh my
bro.
god.
And you could pay for it and you can have unlimited tests of any of them. You're just like, holy cow.
I was to say that's the problem is you go to the Uranus Fudge Factory too many times, you turn into Walter Brimley and go, I get my medication for my diabetes at Liberty Medical.
Yeah.
Right? Right.
All for the love of diabetes.
My sugar's low. We need to go to Uranus Fudge Pack.
But the sad part is the fudge is actually really good.
Oh, I bet.
I gotta go get my fudge packed. I'll be back.
All right. Well, we all know we have to ask this question. What you approved?
Oh shit.
What's your thoughts on Bolero And what's your thoughts on string pins?
So I've never bowled at a Bolero, so can't have any thoughts on it. String pins I have bowled on. Down in Cedar City, they got a couple of string pin setters down there. They did a whole tournament. I went down there and bowled that. I mean, it's definitely not the same. It's in the same realm, but it definitely doesn't carry the same. And especially if you sit there and you get string wrap around the stupid 10-pin where nothing hits and it just falls over.
Yeah.
That gets irritating. But besides that, it's like, it's just a different variation of the sport.
Yeah. I think it's
So-
something that you just have to learn what you're going to get away with and what you're not going to get away with. Just kind of like with
Right.
natural pinball.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is like with the string pins, you're not getting as much light pin carry. Like you're not going to get as many light mixers.
Yeah.
And you're not, I mean, you'll throw messengers, but they don't hit nearly as often as a free fall messenger would.
Right.
And I mean, I think it makes it a little more. Well, I've said this every time we bring it up, but it makes accuracy more important.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I completely agree with that.
No carry.
Yeah,
at all.
no, I think-
Absolutely.
Bowling on string pins. Because I bowled down in Cedar City before they went to string pins. And, like I bowled at that, alley a few times. And when they went to string pins, my average dropped a good about 10 pins from what I usually carry there.
Well, and that's the thing is everybody talks about how the string pins, like Roy in the comments, there's no carry at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is actually a set of free fall pins that carry even less than string pins do. I swear the devil himself invented twister pins.
Oh,
I hate those so bad.
Twister pins will fly. You will send messengers left and right, but none of them touch.
Right. Yeah, no, I was sitting there because a bowling alley that I worked at, they had twister pins. I was like, God, I can throw messengers all day, but they're just bouncing off the ground and flying over my 10 pins, over my 7 pins. I was like, this is when it's like you're gonna end up breaking your machines because they're gonna get jammed up in your turrets,
yeah.
or not your turrets, in your pin deck.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they're also they'll fly. They'll go above the tart catcher, and they will wind up smacking the back wall in the back of the house.
Oh yeah, no, I've definitely because the bowling alley that was there, I was a mechanic. There would be times I would be pacing back and forth, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, my thigh gets hit by a freaking pin. I'm like, really?
Like my dad was a lane mechanic, and I was literally in my car seat in between a pair, like right directly behind the ball return. And I kid you not, there was it had to have been back-to-back frames. One rocketed past me and hit the wall to my left. One rocketed past me and hit the wall to my right. Well, I mean, so I'm told. I obviously don't remember it. I was in a freaking car seat. But my dad's like, that's exactly why I placed you dead center behind the ball return. He's like, because there's nothing that's going to hit that.
Right.
But yeah, he said he was on the other side fixing, doing a ball return because the pins got stuck in the return area, so he had to go clear it so the ball could go. And he hears whack, whack. It's like, oh well, it's a good thing I put him on this wall, on this right behind the machine, and not on the back wall because target practice.
Right.
Yeah. So
Dad, I can't figure out why I'm stuttering with the pins. Well, when you were a kid.
So there's a Bolero that they built. I would say it was definitely over a year ago, but it's not too far away from us in Dania, Dania Beach. And my buddy Garrett, which is on one of my leagues, he was like, "Oh, let's go just check out this Bolero. You know, they just built it, whatever." And I'm like, "Sure, you know, we got nothing to do." I think it was a Saturday or whatever. And we walk in, string pins. We're like, "Oh, well, we've never done this before. This should be interesting." But it wasn't even just the string pins, but also the fact that the lanes were so burnt, we couldn't even use our equipment. We had to use basically plastic house balls, and they still cut all the way to the gutter. But the approach lane, the approach itself, was at least 5 feet shorter than any normal approach. And I was like, what is going on here? And then they're coming over like, oh, you guys should join leagues here. And I'm like, nah,
Right? No.
that's not going to happen. They're like, oh, yeah.
How about no?
No.
No.
Not going to happen.
But no, we have a main event that's just like that here. I swear the approaches are probably 4 feet long.
I don't get it.
They never oil. Like you could literally do the Machuga flop and you would stick because there's just no oil on the lane. So
Yep.
the
Just
Machuga flop would
be in
be,
it.
Yeah, the Machuga flop would be
Lofting.
We have a main event around here, and it's the worst experience if you're going to bowl. You have to use house bowls there. There ain't no ifs, ands, and buts
Jeez.
about it.
Yeah, we took our equipment in and they looked at us like we had 6 heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt when I walked into that Bolero. They looked at me like, what are you doing? Like, I brought my gear.
The pin deck over here in Milford's the same way. There is so much oil everywhere. You can't even walk on the approach without falling. It's so bad. They look at you funny if you take in your own equipment too.
I was going to say that now I will give you a prime example of the exact opposite where I swear to God, I went to Tampa, right? Actually I bowled a PBA event in Spring Hill, Florida. Didn't make the cut, so me and another buddy went down to Tampa and went to Pin Chasers 2, the home of Chris Beans and Bowlers Rant. I swear to God, there were natural wood approaches, and I swear to God they put shuffleboard salt on the approaches.
Ouch.
Like, I was down to a 4 on my slide pad, and I was still slipping and falling.
That's great.
Jeez.
And about 10 minutes before the tournament starts, Beans walks in, and I'm sitting there, I'm not paying attention, and I hear the voice. Like, Chris Beans has a very distinct voice. If you've watched any of the Bowlers Rant on YouTube, you know the guy's voice.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, that sounds familiar. And I look, and he's just sitting there cheesing with somebody. I'm like, that's Chris Beans. And he goes, I said, is there anything I need to know? I know this is your house. He goes, yeah, the approaches are a touch slick.
Yeah, no kidding. You don't say.
I literally sat there and took my shoe off and stepped and planted with a tennis shoe on my slide foot. And I had never stepped and planted in my life. And I still averaged like 210 for the tournament.
Brian, when you come back up, we need to go over to Western Bowl. It's got 68 lanes.
642 in no tap.
It has 68
Were you
lanes.
drinking, Josh? Were you seeing
68 lanes?
Yep.
Were you seeing like 2 pins on a single pin, my man, or what?
And it's got wood lane and wood
okay.
pins.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
It's an old school bowling alley. A lot of good tournaments go on there. A lot of really good bowlers go there too.
Hey, honey, hopefully that dude that had a 640 appointment actually panned out.
Okay, so a couple of questions for you guys.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever done any kind of like alternative bowling, like duck pin bowling or candlestick bowling?
I have not.
I have not. I want to do candlesticks.
I want to do candlestick. I've done duck pin bowling. There's a place down here that opened. It was very short lived. I got to do that. It sucks so bad. But I definitely want to do candlestick bowling. The reason why I was asking is because I know candlestick bowling, there's some over on the East Coast.
Yeah.
They're there.
It's definitely more northeast coast.
Yeah. And then I had a second question, and have you guys ever bowled on like old style wood lanes?
Yes, St. Louis used to be heavy natural wood.
When I was in Ohio and up in Columbus, there was a house there that was all natural wood.
We got a few
I loved
alleys
wood
around
lanes
here
just
with them.
because synthetic lanes were designed to have more friction to have more built-in hook to help people hook the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain people don't need the help.
Yeah.
Right?
So I love bowling on wood because and there's still a couple of natural wood surfaces about 2.5 hours away from me where my cousin lives. And he's like, "Hey, come up here and shoot these tournaments with me." I'm like, "Okay." And I'm sitting there literally hooking the entire lane with a purple hammer on natural wood, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna
Right,
say.
yeah.
That's when I got my my purple.
I think Crossgate out here is wood lanes. I think obviously Western Bowl.
Is Crossgate Woodlands?
I don't. I think they are because Eastgate is.
So long since I've been in Blue Ash, I don't remember.
Well, Eastgate Lanes is owned by Crossgate.
Yeah.
So they have synthetic at Eastgate, but they don't put no money into Eastgate. They put all their money into Crossgate and
Well, yeah,
Stones.
Well, because Crossgate it's always packed, bro. I mean, it was so hard to even get. I lived across the street from that place, and it was so hard to even get a lane in that place, especially on a weekend.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, they
their
host a
prices
lot of
are
tournaments
ridiculous,
there.
bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We've
I
been
looked
going
for
down-
prices when I was in town, and dude, that was crazy. I'm like, dude,
We've been going down the Waltz. Every Saturday they have a sports shot, and if you get the
What-
highest score,
what are
Waltz,
you guys?
Kentucky?
That's a good question to ask. What are you guys paying like per game? Just standard, not like league discount or anything like that. What are you guys paying average per game? Like if you just go into a place.
$475 to $525 usually.
Yeah, I think that's where we're.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
$5.25.
the place I used to work at is $4 a game. It's definitely the cheapest one around here. But then the one over at that's in the town I live in is $4.75.
ours are expensive.
Now,
Ours
Bolero-
are close to $7.
I would say Bolero, if you go to a Bolero here,
Boleros.
you're either paying by the hour or you're paying like $7.75 a game.
We did a Bolero day on Thanksgiving Day, and my wife basically organized it just because it was kind of like a central place that we could all kind of meet up because we were all kind of in different parts. And dude, it was like $475 for like
Jesus.
6 of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jesus.
I'm like, dude, and it didn't even include pizza. Like, I was like, dude,
Right?
this is insane. And that Bolero, this was up in Boca. That Bolero, there was so much oil on the lane, dude. Didn't matter what ball you were throwing, it wasn't hooking, dude. The whole thing was just like a sheet of ice.
So we go down on Waltz in Kentucky every Saturday typically to do their house shot. It's $12 for I think 2 hours, which is a phenomenal
That's
deal.
awesome. Yeah, I was just gonna ask that too, because there's a house at my league house. They used to have like all you can bowl for like $15-20 or whatever. But I'm noticing that starting to disappear in a lot of houses. Now they're basically like, there's one house here that they literally do it in like 20-minute increments.
Okay.
So we over here at Eastgate on Sunday it's $12.95 a person for 2.5 hours, which ain't bad. Then
Josh,
they do
I will be in
Tuesday.
Huntsville Saturday night.
Then they do Tuesday night. All you can eat pizza for $17.95, and I think it's an hour long game, which is fine. For the most part, we don't have to pay at Eastgate. We get a lot of free bowling there because we bowl there a lot. So
That's the biggest thing about bowling. As soon as you get into a house that you really get to know like the people that are working the house. Like I know I get some practice that I know that I'm getting a discount on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I can sit
Right.
there for 3 or 4 hours and it's not going to cost me very much.
oh,
I was gonna
Eastgate's
say-
got great people.
Oh yeah, dude, I love everybody at Eastgate. No doubt.
You're good, Bearded.
Hey, Beard.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, bud.
Like there are 2 houses here on Sunday mornings that I believe one of them is $2 a game till noon, and then the other one is like $2.50 a game till noon. So I mean, there's still reasonably priced bowling to be had in the St. Louis area. You just
Yeah.
got to know where to go and
I
when to go
have been
there.
seeing a lot more TikToks this past week of people posting in alleys that are getting shut down.
Yeah.
A lot of them this past week. And I don't know why, but
They
I
can't
know,
keep
I know
up
why
with
the alleys are
cost.
shutting down, but I don't know why all of a sudden I'm just seeing all these posts about it.
You're on the depressed side of TikTok, no?
Evidently.
Right. Yeah.
Between that and my algorithm has been totally screwed in this past week. I think I sent it to you guys. The baby stuff? What is going on with the AI baby stuff, bro? Like,
Oh yeah, I
get
get it
off
all
my-
day.
Some
Get
of that-
off my page.
Some of that stuff is funny though. Some of that
It
stuff
is,
is
but-
hilarious.
You can only watch so much Judge Judy Baby, man.
Right.
No,
yeah.
no, Kaylin sent me one. Sent me one today. It was the baby version of the "You Can't Handle the Truth" scene from A Few Good Men. It was absolutely
Oh.
hilarious.
Oh, that's
yeah.
such a good scene.
I haven't seen that one. I saw a Pulp Fiction one today where they're talking about the Royale with cheese. Where they call the Big
They're-
Mac. La Big Mac.
They're
What
And
they
then
call
there
it? I
was
don't know. I
one
didn't
that
know
she
it
sent
first.
me. There was one that she sent me of baby Gabriel Iglesias doing stand up.
Oh yeah, I seen that one.
It's getting out of hand.
He's like, "Hey, let me scare my kid." He's like, "Arrest me. Let me scare my kid."
I've seen a lot of that.
But yeah,
a lot of like different podcasters that are babies now.
The Few Good Men one was absolutely hilarious. But
They turn us into
after
babies,
seeing it, I'm like, damn, I need to watch that movie again.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, that was a great movie.
The one I want to see, the baby version of a scene I want to see is the Need for Speed scene from Top Gun.
Oh yeah.
I feel the need for speed. Or another one that would be absolutely hilarious from Top Gun is the beach volleyball scene.
Yeah.
Have the babies do the beach volleyball scene.
Or the bar scene where they're all singing.
Oh yeah.
Take me to bed or lose me forever.
we'll just get a whole movie of Top Gun, Baby AI.
Yeah, just AI
Baby
made
Top
the
Gun.
entire movie.
Yes. Oh no, it would
That's gonna be the
absolutely-
new movie remakes. Just
The
all
absolutely
remake movies of
hilarious
Baby
ones.
AI.
Yeah. Top Gun.
The absolute hilarious one is the scene right where Maverick and Charlie are getting ready to do the deed. She's chasing him down in the car
Oh yeah.
when he's on the motorcycle. I could see a baby getting off the motorcycle. Jesus Christ! And you think I'm reckless? Oh, that would be so funny.
Oh yeah.
Or if you want to do a bowling
That's where I
one,
was just about to go.
have a baby. Who do you think you are? I am.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just about to say, bro. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Just the baby.
Who do you think you are?
I am.
We'll get it started. Just all the best.
No. The Sean Rash bottle bitch, and you just see a baby Belmont
there's
sucking on
another
a
one.
bottle.
There's another one.
Right?
Take
I
that, you
use that
bottle,
quote all the
bitch.
time with me and my best
Dude,
friend.
and then flash over to Belmonte's face because he didn't really give two shits.
No, have him just literally sucking on
With
a
the
bottle.
Boy, speaking
That'd
of
be
him,
so good.
Speaking of him, did you see him break out his identity the other day and shit the bed with it?
Who? Valera or
Belmont?
Belmont?
Yeah,
No, I didn't see it.
he got spanked.
Did he commit to that identity like the entire game, or?
In the first game, he switched to it to test things out, and it didn't work out too well. But he ended up getting beat both games. But they're all good bowlers, so you really can't
Right.
say anything bad about them. But
I kind of feel like they put that identity out though just to compete with Tech.
The Jackal EX.
Yeah. I
Right,
think
yeah.
his second game, he only bowled like a 182. It was bad.
Jeez.
I was saying,
I mean,
speaking of the Jackal EX, I just finally saw a video of somebody throwing one.
Yeah, because I was
Gonna say I seen one just today with the.
I was gonna say it just got released not too long ago, right? I know the identity's been out for a while.
Like last week. I
The
think.
mass release for the EX isn't until June, so we've got another month. But apparently, there's certain select people are finally starting to get there.
Yeah. You're gonna have some pro shops that are gonna be getting confused. You know, they're gonna let it get out a little bit so that they can push it. You can't push something if you don't know how it works.
Right.
But in their defense, they are playing on dual patterns right now in those playoffs. I mean, they're playing on a short and a long. So, I mean, it's got to be hard to transition between the two of them.
Dude, I love dual pattern tournaments. I wish we had more of them because that really puts the skills to the test, man.
Yeah, I like dual pattern. Like that to me, gives that extra element of what are you going to do now, and make sure you stay on top of your game because each lane is going to transition differently. So you can't just be like, oh, it's kind of close on this lane, it's kind of close on that lane now. That doesn't happen.
Well, we had a fire and ice tournament here once, which I'm really upset that they didn't continue it. But on the left lane, it was a 34-foot Del Ballard pattern. And then on the right lane, it was a huge, heavy volume 48-footer on the right lane.
Bro.
You could not get more one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a dual pattern tournament, and what they had laid down were just two extremes. They had the PBA Dragon on one side, and then on the other side they had
I love throwing on the Dragon.
yeah, the other side they had the red square. And I was like,
God, the
that's
Red
it
Devil.
sucked. Yeah. I was like,
Oh.
there's already enough balls up here. Let's just add more to it.
Which is true because what do you
Now,
do? Yeah,
that being said,
Right.
I can't stand the red. I can't stand Red Square. But Kyle Troop, if you're watching, I want another showdown on Red Square now that I know how to bowl on it.
yeah, Kyle.
Throwing
That's
that
a
out there.
hard pattern. That is a hard pattern.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because you
my.
will see me on YouTube just getting annihilated on the Red Square by Kyle Troop. Like literally by the 5th or 6th frame, I'm like, Kyle, Uncle, I give up. Stop, Jesus.
Right. Yeah.
the Autobahn we did the other week and a half ago, I think. It's a pain in the butt too.
Now, if I had avoided the two splits per game and made one spare, I'd have beat Kyle on the house shot because we had 2 games on house, and then it was supposed to be 2 games if you survived. It was a race to 3, 2 games on house, 2 games on red square. We didn't make it to game 4. However, if I had been as good as I am now at picking spares and avoiding splits, I probably would have gotten at least one of those games off of Kyle on house. And I was throwing the Obsession Tour. Oh. But no, like another like sport type pattern that I absolutely love that I shoot well on. I got 2 of them. If they did a dual pattern on these two patterns, I'd be able to tear something up. Give me the left lane, give me Viper, 37-foot Viper. And then on the right lane, give me the 44-foot Scorpion.
I was gonna say I bowl pretty good on Scorpion, not so much on Viper.
Dude, purple cheat code all day on Viper.
Yeah, I did better on.
I didn't have that time, so
My purple cheat code all day on the Viper lane, and then the way I throw, I can literally basically throw my house shot line on Scorpion.
nice.
Because I can go 15 to 18 at the arrows, out to about 6 to 8 at the break point, and it's just money. Would you stop licking my feet? Like, that's got to be disgusting.
Cam, what are you doing over there? I'm just teasing.
Put the peanut butter away, bro.
Like, that's got to be disgusting.
Ew.
Fucking Salt Lake, bro.
It's some funk, bro.
I don't know. According to the
My
TikTok
dog-
I watched the other day,
Yeah, my dogs love, like, if I have socks, especially if they're dirty socks, my one dog will fucking destroy them. I mean, just rip, just holes and heels. I don't know why, but it's, you have to, yeah, oh, you want a treat? You want a treat? You want a treat? Just to get a sock back, bro.
according to the TikTok I watched the other day, if a dog licks your feet, it means your blood pressure may be high. I don't know.
I mean, my entire family's been pre-hypertensive since we were born, so that's not a shocker.
I don't know. I don't even hardly watch TikTok anymore. I don't have time for it.
Hell yeah, dude. My summer league starts on Wednesday. Ooh, speaking of which, I told you I love this league in this format, but I didn't tell you the format. It's a mulligan league. So what you do in the mulligan league is you bowl 4 games. You drop your lowest game for a 3-game set, and that's the scores you keep.
That's your standard, yeah.
However, it is a singles league.
Nothing to do with you.
All right, one second.
And
You're good.
it's a singles league, and you skip a pair after every game. So if you're on 22 and 23, 21 and 22, you skip lanes 23 and 24, and you make the turn and go all the way up to 1 and 2. I didn't do it last year. The last year I did it, I may have started the league 2-handed, averaging 160, and wound up taking 13th place after I went back to 1-handed out of like 70 people.
I mean, that definitely sounds like a interesting league.
It is. But there are certain people that will 100%, just how the math works, wind up having to make the turn almost every week.
Yeah.
And 23 and 24 and 1 and 2 are complete
Completely
polar
different.
opposites.
Yeah. That's basically how my league house is. You get down to 1920, you're fine. You get down to 1 and 2, your approach, dude, you can have a 12 slide on, and you're literally just stuck to the floor.
Well, at this particular house that I'm bowling at in the Mulligan League, God, would you stop? Jesus.
You should have a safe word, bro.
You went from your feet to your face.
20 through 24, like big ASIM solids. Big, smooth,
What
rolly
type
ASIM solids.
What type of fetishes you got going on in there, boy?
1 through 4, you're throwing your weakest pearlized ball that's going to skate and store in hockey stick.
Yeah. Kind of really
So it's like, okay, if you're making the turn, you're leaving one bag down there, and you're taking the other bag all the way up to 1 and 2.
Jeez.
And she says, and you didn't want her.
I didn't.
Hey, bro, we've all
That's
been
usually
down
how it
that road.
works.
Yeah, we've all been down that road.
Quit licking me.
That's
Quit.
his best friend.
I definitely have one that I was like, no. But
No.
still got him.
I had one that I could not stand. It was her dog, and he would get me in trouble all the damn time. If I looked at him wrong, he'd start whimpering like I beat the hell out of him, and she would get on to me every single time. I'm like, what the
What are you doing with that
hell?
dog?
There you go. Dude, I'm
Yeah,
very much excited to bowl in Baton Rouge, but I cannot wait for Nationals next year in Reno.
Speaking of brackets, bro, I win that tournament, yeah? I did brackets during team, got destroyed. So I go back the next day. I'm like, I'm not doing brackets. Just going to focus
That's how
on
it
my
always
team.
goes.
And then lights out.
That's how it always goes.
So what's the difference there? What's bracket play?
It's like side bet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the easiest way to describe it is like the NCAA college basketball tournament. You put money in, you get a certain amount of places in the bracket,
Yeah.
and then you get matched up with other bowlers along the way.
And then if you basically beat them, you're basically kind of just like a wrestling tournament's ran. You're matched up with different people, and then you get as far along the brackets as you can. But every bracket that you enter costs like $10 or $5 or whatever it is, depending on who's running the brackets.
Yeah, we usually do the tournaments I usually go to have $5 brackets, singles, doubles, handicap, scratch.
Yeah, I've seen $10. The state tournament was $10 brackets.
That's usually how I win my money at tournaments.
Well, that's
I was gonna say there.
That's how you win most of the money. You don't
In-
win.
I was gonna
a ton of
say,
money,
this-
but
Run away in the morning, please.
The last tournament I went to, I sit there. I didn't even qualify. But I put,
Mhm.
I think it was like $50 in brackets.
Yeah.
Ended up winning, I think like $110, $120.
Yeah,
I was like,
one of the
this-
tournaments I went up and bowled with my cousin, I finished 6th. So missed the step ladder entirely. Finished 6th, missed the step ladder entirely. But because of handicap and scratch brackets, I walked out with more money than the guy that won the tournament.
Yeah, I've seen that multiple times. Like there's this kid that I bowl with that when we go up to bigger tournaments in Vegas, he's sitting there, he's like, I'm gonna just bowl the best I can, put about $100 in brackets, and usually comes out with like a good $2,000-$3,000 from it.
Oh, you're talking about Lunopolis. Yeah, I saw his I Want to Quit video. I mean, he's a ball review guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of his thing. So
Yeah.
I would think you would be excited about all these releases that you get to review and put videos and content on and get paid for. Now, granted, I understand he's got a young child and his priorities are changing.
But
However,
yeah,
when you build your entire community based on your bowling reviews,
you should embrace it. You really should.
and I mean, it worked when he was it worked when he was Motive Lou and he was only doing Motive stuff. It worked when he was with 900 Global and he was only reviewing 900 Global stuff. But now he's a free agent and he's got to sign with another company.
Yeah, I mean,
sign with another company and do
100%.
reviews for that
knock it down.
company.
Yeah. But other than that,
That'll reduce the number of videos you have to do.
Yeah, if you don't do that, then you better embrace it because, I mean, every brand is coming out with more and more and more and more. It's not going to stop. I mean, even Swag's going to be doing a new release soon. So,
Summertime, baby.
He's going to be a future Swag person.
oh yeah, I love this Swag, bro. I'm not going to lie.
You
Swag
too?
is fantastic. Crazy about that Swag.
I was gonna say the one of the balls that I've heard is coming. I am incredibly excited about.
Meanwhile, I got one that won't hook. It just goes straight.
Well, that's because you got an ace.
Yeah.
You got old
You got the
Swag.
hybrid, bro. I've never ever matched up with a hybrid. I've had I think 2 hybrids, and I did not do well with them. I've never matched up with it, and I refuse to buy a hybrid now.
Yeah, he switched colors.
So you've seen my Black Widow spare ball I have, right?
I think so. Yeah.
It's only 12 pounds. It's got a thumb hole in it. I can get that ball to hook more than that ace.
Well, I mean, technically, I can make my rose clear spare ball hook quite a bit, especially if things are starting to get a little bit worn down. But hybrids, dude, I just never. I feel like they're really late on the turn for me, and I have a high rev rate, and I'm not huge high
Fucker
speed.
just
I'm
headbutted
probably
me.
mid, but I can control it to keep it,
Man. That
mid to
hurted.
low. But
That
even
hurted.
when I would slow it down, it never made the turn. When it did make the turn, it would either be early and then just it lost all its energy, or it was just off the fucking top, and it just never made the turn in time.
Anybody want a dog?
See, now my thing was I can match up with dull hybrids. I've never
Mine were
matched
all
up with
shiny.
shiny ones.
Yeah, mine were all shiny. What is the ace?
Dull.
Is it dull?
Dude, I even put it down to 1,000 grit, and that damn thing wouldn't even hook. On
You gotta go to
cooked
500,
lanes.
bro.
On cooked lanes.
Go 180.
On-
Yeah.
I was gonna say
360
parking
grit.
lot.
Right?
when Eastgate lanes
Act
cook.
like you're gonna go bowl the Peterson.
Right. When I say cooked lanes, Eastgate cooked lanes are the worst.
Well, if you're going cooked, you don't want to drop it down to 100. You want that sucker shiny as shit so it stores energy and pops.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't do that. It would just go straight.
Well, if
Now,
it's burnt and roasted, that's why, because it's
When are
bleeding
you
out
gonna
and it's
do your
losing
next-
all its energy.
When are you gonna do your next practice with that?
Good God.
You just not saying
Well,
yeah.
I
Well,
probably will have to do it. I don't know, Thursday, Friday.
all right. Make sure you tape it. Send it to
23,000
me.
subs.
I will.
Goodness gracious. Off topic. I gotta talk about what I'm seeing here. This
Hit it.
one of the guys I watch on Twitch. He's doing a subathon. He's been doing a subathon for 2 weeks now. 2 weeks in. His timer is currently at 124 hours.
Jeez.
Yuck.
and he's got 23,297 subs.
Wow, that's good though.
That's making
Sup,
a
Switch?
bank.
Oh yeah.
Unacceptable. You have to come to here before graduation. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully you had a good time.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you figure subs are $8. You're getting 40% of that, so you're getting $3.33 a sub on average.
Yeah, roughly that.
And his sub counts at almost 23,500.
So he's making
Jeez.
$77,579 and a penny. Roughly.
give or
Damn,
give or
she's
take a
on
cent or
it.
two.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That's insane.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's a
you
memory
can
that you'll hold for
sign
the
a
rest of your
8-year
life, Switch.
extension for $40.5 million. So I can maintain
I
my
agree.
TJ Watt jersey for at least another 3 years.
But yeah, this dude's going to be sleeping on an air mattress in his stream room forever.
At that point, just move your bed into the stream room.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah. That's crazy.
But I mean, the dude deserves it. He's a great dude. He's hilarious. But yeah, like last night he went from at the low point he had like 18, 19 hours left on his clock. By the time I went to bed, he was at 83 hours. And he had gotten through 19, 20, and 21,000 on one hype train.
I'm
Dang.
gonna mount a clip on my damn mower and just start streaming mowing all day.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Right?
What up, AA Ron?
Only problem with
How you
mowing
doing,
is
bud?
what they're gonna see.
Right.
I was gonna say South. I'm
Follow
gonna be
the
driving
white,
through your
follow the
area
white,
this weekend,
follow the
Aaron.
white.
Oh yeah, ask Pickles what he wants to do.
I will when we're off stream.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, suck! Is that why you created your other profile?
That's crazy.
Well, we've got 9 people in here. It's not going to make a difference. But when we got a pretty good amount of viewers in here, one of these weeks, pop out and log into your other one and come back over so we can scoop you.
Yep.
And do me a favor. Send me. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna send you my info. You can send me a video. We're gonna get you back up, bro.
Stop showing your dad's hat.
I was to say, let's put it this way: 880 just isn't a random number at the end of Aaron's name.
I just followed him, so I got him up. So
Homie threw.
I was gonna say I just
threw-
followed him as well.
yeah.
Homie threw an 880, throwing an absolute power.
Hey, that's a good ball right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to be driving through your area. I'm not going to be in your area. I'm going to be in Huntsville, Alabama. Well, actually, no. I'm probably going to go through Nashville, not Memphis. Never mind.
We'll be in his area on the 24th.
And you're
Yeah,
and you're
we'll
gonna be
be
driving
there
through
on the
very
24th.
late.
Yes. I'm probably going to have to call him and wake him up.
Right? I'm here. Where you at?
Well, yeah. What time are you getting in? Like 12:30?
Somewhere around there, 12:30.
I mean, good thing is the first sweeper's not until noon.
Right.
So
And that's why I told him, I looked at it, I said, go ahead and put me down for both sweepers on Saturday. It didn't really matter if it was going to be the handicap or the
scratch, yeah.
or the scratch, because it's 90% of 210 and I'm a 211 bowler. So
Right.
Yeah, we're talking about DGAB's tournament.
Derek Tate Memorial Tournament. It's gonna be fun.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Guess what I'm bringing?
The craze.
Craze Pearl.
You know it.
The Derek Tate Memorial Tournament is going to be on Sunday, the 18th, in Huntsville, Alabama.
I think what I'm remembering is the Craze Pearl, my special effect hammer. I haven't really decided. I might bring my Equinox. It might be my third.
Is it house pad or house shot?
Yeah, it's a house shot.
Yeah.
I would definitely take your EQ. That ball is phenomenal on a house shot.
Yeah, I was
That is an
either thinking-
HSK.
Yeah, I was either thinking the Equinox or my gem. My gem is pretty powerful, but I do like the Equinox.
Take them
But
on.
I've been also, dude. I've been bowling really well with that special effect lately too.
Is that the pink one?
Yeah. I'm probably going to take.
I guess it's kind of pink. It's reddish.
Has it got
Yeah, I was
pink
gonna say it's
lettering?
like I think a reddish
No,
purple.
reddish and like blue kind of lettering.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would
That
say
ball
I'm
looks
definitely
pretty
taking
cool
my
down
motive
there.
bag, which is going to be the Trident Odyssey, the Venom, and the Super Rally. And then I'll probably take my 2.0 hybrid, my Wolverine, and probably my IQ Tour. Well, no, I won't take the IQ. Actually,
I was gonna say I'm gonna steal that IQ tour, bro.
no.
I'll get mine back.
Let's see. The motive bag's definitely going. Actually, I'll probably take the
Nice,
Trident
right.
Odyssey out, and I'll put the Swag Dragon in. So it'll be Swag Dragon, Venom Shock, Super Rally, 2.0 hybrid, IQ Tour,
That's good
and
to know. Thanks, Eric.
Wolverine Dark Moss. Those are probably the 6 I'm taking, plus my Spy for my spare ball. Well, I think I currently have a 4 pad on my shoe right now, so hopefully that'll grip it enough.
He lost audio again. It's always something. He wasn't getting enough attention.
Bro,
Hey!
hell, man.
His wife's in the other room with a remote muting it.
I was going to say,
No, I think I'm out
and
again.
Brian's
Am I out
dead.
again?
Nah.
No,
No,
you're
you're
good.
good.
You're good.
All right, so this is Aaron's second account, the Aaron 880 $.
No.
We'll get you back over 1,000 so we can get you streaming again.
I got you, bro.
Squirt. Stop.
I was gonna say I followed it, and
Don't fucking look at me like that.
I will
I'm so
later
mad at
on
you
this
for
week
this
make a
morning.
video.
Say no.
Help out.
Stop. You said stop licking my feet, and I get onto her, and you try to put your foot back in her face. You motherfucker.
What is going
You
on in
look
the
still
ruling
mad from
house?
this morning. Ma'am. Fucking run off, and then you run in the house and hide God knows where, and God's looking all over the fucking neighborhood for you.
I know exactly where she was. She was behind this couch.
You motherfucker. Now you're getting a tile, so if you do the shit again, I can just hit the tile button and find you. Fucker.
A little aggressive there, buddy.
Had me looking all over the fucking neighborhood for you.
Yeah, it was an adventure this morning.
Little shit. I still gotta leave today though.
I'm at the point where if ours
Still
run,
need
I
to
just say
leave
let
even
them
though I
go.
was 45 minutes late getting to work. Little shit.
Mm-mm.
The
Whoa.
one runs out the back door hoping that you'll chase him. If you don't chase him, he'll just run to the front door. Brian, I think your audio's out again, bro.
What about now?
Oh, we can hear you.
now.
Good God.
Good.
I think I need to like start putting my mics on the charger or something because damn.
Brian's over here spitting the greatest thing of his life.
I
and
have a
nobody
new
can hear
slogan.
him.
It's called Pickle Problems, bro. Pickle Problems.
Yeah, Big Josh is about half an hour away from me, Aaron.
Oh.
All right. Well, it is about that time, boys and girls.
Sure.
I was say Steve doesn't mind. He's like, it's only 8 o'clock here.
9:07.
Oh, bad.
But for them, it's late, and for me, it is getting late.
Right.
Josh, you and I both know we can bowl whenever we want to. It's just getting the days lined up where I'm not going out of town already.
Yeah, this was kind of like a last minute thing for Steve.
Yeah, well, when I realized it was the first one, it was like, okay. And the story hit me because I lost my best friend in high school, so it's like, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, so closing question for you guys.
Yeah.
If you guys could bowl with your favorite PBA bowler, who would it be?
Steve?
Oh. See, I can't say Pete because he's in my area and I can bowl with him almost whenever. If I line up with it at a tournament with him, it's not anything new. I'll say Walter Ray.
I like that answer.
Clover?
I have no. I will be glad to bowl with a perfect stranger. Period. So anybody would be great.
Well, and the other one I was gonna say was Kyle, but I've already bowled with Kyle.
Right.
So yeah, it'd be Walter, or depends on which generation. Because I from that early '90s generation, it's a toss up between Walter and Norm Duke. I'd love to roll with Norm Duke just so he can teach me hand manipulation.
Right.
In today's environment, who would I like to bowl with from today? Packy.
Packy would be fun.
Yeah. Dude, I would love to bowl with Packy. Packy would be awesome to bowl with. He seems really down to earth too. And
Tom
he's always thinking outside the box.
Dotery would be cool.
Tang would be good too.
Right.
I got to bowl with Tom in Florida. That was fun. Good dude. Until he gets mad. Because when he gets frustrated, the rebel comes out.
What about you, Pickles?
Honestly, I would say it would probably have to be my number one would probably be Truth. But I think Packy would be fun also because he just seems really down to earth.
Yeah, so mine, like, if I'm going, like, more classic, it'd be Norm Duke. He's my favorite. Got to meet him a couple of times. I think I have one of my favorite stories with him is I was up in Las Vegas doing a tat tournament, which after he retired, he ended up doing commentary for Storm with it. And the whole week, like, I got to talk to him. It was my birthday weekend. So the whole time he was just sitting there rooting for me.
That's awesome.
And I ended up taking second place in my division, just barely missing the finals. So I would definitely like to bowl with him. Modern day, I actually got to bowl with the person that I wanted to bowl with, which is Darren Tang. Which the best part about living in Utah is if they're down here at Storm HQ and there's a tournament going on, you know they're showing up for them.
Well, if you bowl with the young Barnes, you could probably bowl with the dad too.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they're
I'll tell you that.
I mean, even
Yeah.
roles. I mean, they're like the Peyton Manning, I think, of bowling, family wise.
Right.
I was saying another local guy that I got to bowl with, who's always a fun time to bowl with, is Kyle Sherman.
Oh, yeah. I've gotten to bowl with Kyle and Brad as well.
But yeah, it was funny every time they show up, seeing that Kyle has won a PBA title and Brad hasn't. I always walk up, shake Kyle's hand. What's going on, champ? And then just sit and turn my head and look at Brad after saying champ.
I did that as a joke when I met them. Because, yeah, I had the same thought process. Is I sit there and went up to Kyle and I shook his hand and I was like, hey, can I get a picture with you? He's like, yeah, sure. So I turned to Brad. I was like, hey, can you take the picture of us? And I was like, dude, I'm just joking. I love you too. I'll take a picture of both of you. But yeah, I've definitely done that.
That's hilarious.
But at least now Brad can go, yeah, I may not have won a champion PBA title, but has he won a Peterson?
Right.
And I will contend that winning a Peterson would be harder than winning a Cheetah Championship.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Hey, Miss Maya.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap her up for this week. Do we want to tease what we're going to do next week? Because we're going to try to switch this up a little bit for 1 week only, temporarily, see how it goes.
So since I'm going to be up in Huntsville, and since Steve's going to be up in Huntsville, well,
Down in Huntsville.
Yeah, down, kind of. Next week, we're going to just do like a freestyle episode. So anybody that comes into our chats that really wants to get involved in the bowling community, what are we going to do? Were we saying a time frame?
15 to 30 minutes, depending.
Yeah, 15, 20 minute like increments. We'll bring in people that are wanting to come in and be part of our podcast, and kind of do like a little preview interview with other podcasters or
Yeah.
I agree.
TikTokers. Better well said.
But yes, me and Brian are going to be at the DGAB tournament this weekend.
Yeah, so I'm going to be returning on Monday about 7 o'clock. So I'm going to have like very little turnaround time to get back on. So we're just going to do
Which this will be the one time where I can actually be. You can say, "Hey, pull me up," and I'll actually pull you up because we're going to break format.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So yeah, we're just going to do like a freestyle episode. So come hang out, join. Feel free to ask us any questions, and we'll talk to you.
Yeah. But anyway, we're out of here. There is no last time, so until the next time. We're the strong silent type tonight.
Right.
Pick rocks. No, throw the rock.
There you go.
That's right.
And then
right,
keep
boys.
spreading that bowling love.
Yes, sir. Trying to get that negative energy out of the bowling community, baby.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Brian, why don't you use yours? You ain't the real deal unless you mess with pickles.
I'll have to work on it.
Okay,
I'll work on your slogan this week.
there you
We'll
go.
find Brian a whole pickle costume and send it to him.
Bro, I'm
Yes.
already looking into it.
You reach out to TikTok, say, "Well, you got Genji filters. We need a pickle filter."
Bro, I've already I already got a few things on Amazon in the cart.
We're going into cosplay next week, guys. No. Hey, you ain't got no room to speak. You're letting your dog. You're letting your dog lick your feet.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
All right.
On that note,
you guys
we're
have a good
outta
night.
here.
Much love.